Had you ever imagined a horse so fierce it could terrify even the most seasoned riders? What if that same horse became the protector of a little girl in a wheelchair and changed everything? If you love stories about courage, compassion, and unexpected friendships, hit that subscribe button now. And don't forget to drop a comment below. We'd love to hear what you think as you follow this incredible journey. Now, let's dive into our story. The rising sun painted the sky over Willow Hollow with soft shades of orange and pink. From her bedroom window on the second floor of the Carter estate, 8-year-old Emily watched the horses graze peacefully in the fields. Her large blue eyes sparkled like the morning light. "Emily, are you awake?" came her mother's gentle voice, carrying the scent of warm milk and fresh cookies. Emily turned her chair with practiced ease, smiling brightly. "Mommy, Midnight looks different today," she said, pointing to a powerful black stallion standing apart from the others. Her mother joined her at the window. "How so, sweetheart?" He seemed sad, like he knows something we don't. Before they could say more, heavy footsteps echoed down the hallway. In walked Daniel Carter, a wealthy businessman known for his cold demeanor and sharp tongue. "Not ready yet?" he asked, frowning at the delay. Emily's smile faltered slightly. "I'll get ready real quick, Daddy." Daniel adjusted his tie, already distracted by thoughts of an important meeting. "See that you do." Then he turned to his wife. "We need to talk. Now." Once he left, Emily whispered, "It's okay, Mommy. I know Daddy is busy." Laura felt her heart ache. How could her daughter be so forgiving? In the hallway, Laura paused, troubled by Emily's words. Something had been off lately. Daniel's tension, secret meetings with a ranch hand named Carl. Through the window, she saw Midnight pacing restlessly, as though sensing the unease in the air. She took a deep breath. The big rodeo was only weeks away. But something told her this year would bring changes none of them were prepared for. Inside his office, Daniel sat behind a massive desk, fingers tapping impatiently. "The Montgomerys are coming," he said without preamble. "They're bringing investors. We can't afford any distractions." Laura stiffened. Emily isn't a distraction. She is when she's drawing attention to herself. Daniel snapped. "That wild horse, Midnight. Keep her away from both." Laura swallowed hard. "What are you planning?" Daniel gave a cold smile. "Just making sure our reputation remains intact." As she left, she passed Pedro, a young boy who often helped around the ranch. He caught her eye and whispered, "Mrs. Carter, I saw something last night." "What did you see, Pedro?" "I saw Mr. Carter talking to Carl near the stables." Later, Carl went into Midnight's stall and messed with the ropes. Laura's stomach twisted. She trusted her instincts, and right now they screamed danger. Later that day, Emily convinced Pedro to sneak her out to see Midnight. The stable air smelled of hay and leather, familiar and comforting. "Hi, my friend," she whispered, reaching through the bars. Midnight lowered his head, letting her touch him gently. "You're different today," she murmured. "What happened?" Pedro watched in awe. The feared stallion stood calm under the girl's small hand. Suddenly, Carl appeared at the stable door. "What are you doing here?" he barked. Emily didn't flinch. "Just visiting my friend." Carl slammed his hand against the stall, making Midnight rear up. "Your father said not to come near the horses, especially this one." Emily trembled, but Midnight reared again, protecting her. Laura arrived just in time. "I'll take my daughter," she said firmly. Carl backed off, but his look lingered, filled with something darker than anger. That night, while the house slept, two figures moved quietly through the halls, Emily and Pedro. "We need proof," Emily whispered. "Something no one could deny." Pedro nodded. "I'll help you." Together, they snuck into the stable, photographing suspicious rope cuts on Midnight's saddle and strange tools hidden near Emily's chair. Meanwhile, Laura made a late-night call to the sheriff. 2 weeks later, the rodeo grounds buzzed with activity. Trucks rolled in tense rows, and the scent of popcorn filled the air. But for Laura, each passing hour brought dread. Emily approached her room, holding the old phone they used for emergencies. "Mommy, we have to show everyone." Laura looked at the photos. Clear evidence of sabotage. Her hands shook. Then Pedro burst in, panting. Sheriff Martinez isn't in town. He won't be back until tomorrow. Lightning lit the sky, followed by thunder. It's happening now, Emily said. Jed is preparing midnight for practice. Laura grabbed her coat. Let's go. At the stable, chaos awaited. Daniel oversaw Carl tightening the straps on Midnight, who thrashed violently. Daddy, Emily called out, I know what you're planning. Daniel froze. So, you've been snooping, you little? Don't you dare. Laura stepped between them. It's over. We have proof. Daniel laughed bitterly. Martinez is gone. You have nothing. Then another voice rang out. Is that true? Mr. Montgomery stepped forward, soaked by rain. Because this boy here showed me everything. Silence fell. Midnight calmed instantly as Emily entered his stall. He's not wild, she said softly. He's just scared. Like me, before I understood being different isn't wrong. Daniel took a step forward, but Mr. Montgomery stopped him. You plan to destroy your own daughter? His voice was full of disgust. Carl dropped the reins. Boss, I can't do this anymore. Daniel backed away, panic finally cracking his mask of control. By afternoon, the truth was exposed. Richard Harrison signed documents, surrendering control of the ranch to Laura and Emily. Jed agreed to testify. The Montgomerys offered funding to turn the land into a sanctuary, a place where children like Emily could heal with the help of horses. And Midnight, no longer the terror of the rodeo circuit, he remained at the ranch, now named Hope Haven. Weeks passed, and Hope Haven transformed. Stalls were adapted, ramps installed, therapy areas created. Children arrived daily, some in wheelchairs, some with speech delays, all with hope. Maria, once afraid to try anything new, smiled as she touched Midnight's muzzle for the first time. Anna, nonverbal since birth, hummed softly as she brushed a foal. John, using crutches, grew stronger every day. And Sophia, no, Emily, led it all, guiding them with kindness and wisdom beyond her years. One morning, news spread. Daniel had requested a visit. Laura hesitated. Are you sure he wants to see him? Emily nodded. Remember what I always say about Midnight? Everyone deserves a chance. When Daniel arrived, escorted by officers, he looked like a shadow of himself. Emily greeted him gently. Want to meet the new Midnight? Daniel knelt beside her chair, tears falling freely. Forgive me, daughter. Please forgive me. Emily hugged him. I already did. Now it's your turn. Midnight touched Daniel's shoulder with his nose, sealing the moment. Months later, Hope Haven officially opened. Children ran through sensory gardens. A modern clinic served families. The old bleachers were gone, replaced by spaces for laughter, healing, and joy. Emily stood on the microphone platform, dressed in a floral dress, Midnight beside her. This place, she said, isn't just about therapy. It's about believing in yourself, about seeing people not for what they lack, but for what they bring. With careful assistance, she climbed onto Midnight's back, not for a show, but for a symbol. A girl in a wheelchair riding a once ferocious horse. A poor boy finding purpose. A father learning to love. A community built on trust, healing, and hope. Moral lesson. Love, forgiveness, and understanding have the power to transform even the fiercest hearts and change lives forever. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a comment sharing how this story inspired you. Until next time, stay hopeful, stay kind, and remember, sometimes the greatest miracles begin with a single act of courage.